Something doesn't look right here. There. Much better. Alright. Hello everyone! My name is Light and welcome to the 100 sub special! Alright! So first things first, I would like to send out a lot of love and thanks to all my subscribers. Without you guys, I would not be here. So again, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate all the time you take to watch the videos and add those likes. It really helps out the channel a ton. And with you, I look forward to continue growing as we continue to add content. Alright, so again, thank you very much everyone. You guys are awesome. Alright, so folks, in a few tutorials back, I have referenced these signs right here, stating that we will be revealing the contents of this stone box when we hit 100 subscribers. Well, you know what, guys? Today is that day. So we will indeed be revealing the contents of this stone box. Now, I do have a bit of a demonstration set up here that's going to take me a moment or two to get prepared for, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll bring you guys back in and we'll have our grand reveal. Thank you guys, love you! Hey gamers, things are set, we are good to go. With a pull of this lever, we could start the show. 3, 2, 1. Here we go! Alright, well that worked out perfectly. Very happy with that. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And folks, what we have here is a 3x3 funnel door. But not just an ordinary 3x3 funnel door, it has a very, very nice opening and closing sequence. Alright, so I've had this for a while and I've been waiting to show it to you guys, and I'm very happy to be able to show this build to you guys today. Alright folks, so give me a few moments, I'm going to go ahead, I'll clean up the rest of these walls, and then we'll come back, we'll take a closer look and see how this thing works. See you in a moment. Alright, we have everything cleaned up and out of the way, and we can now take a good look at the build. Alright, so like I said in the opening, this door is known as a 3x3 funnel door. There are other doors like this out there, however, the difference with mine versus theirs is going to be the opening and closing sequence. I really like the one this one has, and I hope that you would like it too. Alright, so let me take to the air here. We'll do a quick fly around so we can take a look at the redstone. As you can see, it is pretty compact. You know, probably not the most compact door out there. There probably are ways to make it a little smaller, but I'm very happy with the redstone as it is. And as you can see, it is not complicated at all, and the cost is actually fairly low. You know, the most expensive things are probably the pistons, because you'll need a few of those, and I only use 2 observers. You know, otherwise it's just a few repeaters and some redstone dust. So not very expensive at all. Now, we do also have opportunities here, folks, for future videos. We could look at possibly expanding this in the future to maybe a 5x5 or a 7x7. Or maybe we look at changing it into a door that is double-sided. So when you're on the inside and the door is closed, you actually don't have to see this. Now, if that's something that you're interested in, please let me know in the comments below, and we can certainly get those done. Alright, now that's enough talking about the build. Let's see it in action. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll pull this lever. Voila! As you can see, very, very fast. And the door opened from bottom to top. So it was like a spiral with the block in the middle going last. Now, when we close the door, we're going to see that same action. Just like that. Alright. So again, I'm very happy with that opening and closing sequence. Really, really like it. Alright folks, so that is enough showcasing the door. Let's get to building the door. So hang on, we'll get over and we'll discuss some materials. I'll be right back. Alright folks, it is time to talk dimensions and materials. For this build, the area must be 5 blocks deep by 11 blocks wide. So again, 5 blocks deep by 11 blocks wide. You will also need a height of at least 6 blocks, at least for the way we're going to do this build. Now you'll notice this one over here is actually 7 blocks high. So when we rebuild it over here, the bottom of the door frame of this smooth stone here is actually going to be touching the ground. So keep that in mind when doing the build, which is why we only need 6 blocks. Now we're also going to have to dig away some of the area, and that includes these 4 rows of the first layer, so the entire 4 rows. And also, this area here that has been marked with stone will have to dig down by an additional 2 blocks, but in this area only. Alright, now as for materials, for the build you will need 16 smooth stone. This is for the door frame. They could be anything you like. This is what I'm using. You'll also need some building blocks. I'm just using regular stone, but again, that could really be anything you like. You'll need a couple stairs. I would suggest, using stairs that match your building blocks, so keep that in mind when making your choice. You'll also need 10 sticky pistons, 12 repeaters, 1 redstone torch, 2 observers, approximately a stack of redstone dust, 2 levers, and 20 pieces of glass. Alright folks, I'm going to go ahead, I'll get this stuff in my inventory, and we'll get started. Alright folks, I have the materials on hand, and we can begin. Now we're probably going to do this in stages, because this is definitely more of a complicated build. So we'll take it easy, one step at a time. Now the first thing we're going to do is dig. So like I had said, we need to dig out this entire area, so the first block in the whole area. And in this area here that we have marked with stone, each of these spaces need to go down by 3 blocks. So again, that would be 3 blocks like this, 1, 2, 3 in each of those spaces. And of course, all of the top row in this one, this one, this one, and that one back there. So as a quick demonstration, this one here, all those right there. We'll put this back for now. All these here, and then of course all the rest of these spaces down by 3 blocks. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, I'll get that done, and I'll meet you guys back here so we can go to the next step. Alright folks, so when your digging is done, everything should look like this. So again, that was these entire 4 rows, the first block, and of course down by 3 blocks in the section that we had marked with stone. Perfect. Alright, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to build the door frame. So go ahead and grab your smooth stone. Starting at the front of the build, come in by 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go across 5 blocks with your smooth stone. Just like that. Now next jump up here, we're going to go up 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go across by 4. 2, 3, 4. While you're up here, put one of your building blocks right here. That's actually going to be a temporary block that we'll use later. But since we're up here, put it there now. And then go ahead, jump down, connect up the rest of the door frame. Just like that. Perfect. Alright, so next we're going to put in the building blocks that are going to help us with our pistons. So grab those. Come to one of the sides of your door frame. In the row behind it, we're going to put one here, one on top of that, and then another one right here. And you're going to want to do the same thing on the other side. So again, one here, one on top of that, and another one right there. Perfect. So next, jump up inside your door frame, and this is going to help you put in the side pistons. So we're going to want 3 pistons on each side with the faces pointing in toward yourself, like that. So 1, 2. Oh. Good lord. Apparently I'm having trouble placing the piston. Come on now. There. like that. Right, and again, 1, 2, 3 on this side, like that. Perfect. Now we're also going to need some pistons down here, so we're going to want 1 here, like that. And then we're going to need 2 more for the double piston extender. To help us place it, grab a building block. We're going to put that in right there, like that. And then of course your 2 pistons right on top, like that. And then finally, we need our piston on the top, so spin around right here, take a look up, and that's what this temporary block was for. So go ahead and place your piston right next to it. Just like that. Perfect. Okay, now you can go ahead, you can get rid of that temporary block, and if we go around back and take a look, our pistons should look like this. Perfect. All right, so next we're going to put in some more pieces of our stone, which will help us with the redstone later. We're going to want piece here, and if you pillar up a few blocks, we're also going to want a piece on top, like that. So again, same thing on the other side. So piece here, pillar up, and a piece right there. Perfect. So when those are in, everything should look like this. Perfect. Now at this point, we can start building in the rest of our door frame / tunnel. So we're going to want a full block here, a full block here, and we're also going to want a full block, I believe, right there. Or actually, sorry, no full block right there. Right there, we actually need, you can use either a slab or you can use a stair. Totally up to you. If you're going to use the stair, it needs to be in like that. Perfect. And you'll see the purpose for this in a few moments. All right, so again, grab your building blocks. We're going to need to put in some more. So we're going to want 1 here, 1 here. We can also fill in the blocks for our door. So that's going to go there, 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 there. 1, oh, not that. 1 here, 1 here. Also 1 there, there, and there. Perfect. So what we have so far should look like this. Leave this block empty, leave that block empty, and leave this one empty for now as well. All right, so next we can go ahead and we can start building in the rest of our chamber. As we can see, it comes back by 3 blocks and pretty much goes all the way around except for the 2 blocks right here and this block right here. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're building your chamber. So again, that's going to be 1, 2, 3. You're going to want to pillar up so you can get another one up on top there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And again. Okay, so like that. See how we came out by 3. We're going to want the same thing up here. Just make sure it's connected. Again, same thing over here. And then finally, we need to fill in the floor. And it should come all the way back just like that. Perfect. All right, so when you're done building the chamber, it should look like this. And actually we forgot our blocks on the top here, and if we look, we're not actually going to put in these 2 right here. So we're actually going to put in these 2 blocks right here. So there, this is what your chamber should look like when it's all built. All right, well now that we got all that stuff out of the way, folks, now we can start laying in the redstone. So the first area that I would suggest working in would actually be this area here down below. So let me see if I can get in there and we can take a look. All right, so as you can see, we got a few things going on in here. Oh, there's the block that our piston is on. You know, this is where our observers are going to go. So first things first, if you want to grab your building blocks, you can kind of start it going from, right to left. We know we're going to need at least 2 building blocks right here. So we're going to need 1 here and 1 there, just like that. And again, if we come back here, we're going to need another building block beside this one. And that's going to have a repeater on it. So go ahead and put that building block in right there, just like that. And I think that's all our building blocks. Now I think the rest that we need is our redstone components. All right, perfect, perfect. So the first thing I would grab is your 2 observers. And as you can see here, we have one that's beside the piston right there, and we have another one that is right down there beside the block for the piston. So if we get down in the hole, that was one right here beside the block for the piston, and we had another one that was going to be right here. So if we put one there, then you can put it in just like that. There, and it should look like that. Perfect. Okay, so now that we have the observers in place, we can look at putting in the 2 repeaters that are down here. So there's 1 repeater here going into that block and 1 repeater here going into the observer. So again, that was 1 here and 1 here going into this block like that. We'll worry about the timings a little later on. We're not too concerned about that right now. So next, down in this area, we can run our redstone dust. So as you can see, we have a piece here, piece here. It goes right over to that observer, over to that repeater right there as well. And then of course, it comes up over here on the side, because we actually have another repeater over here. All right, so first things first, let's put in our other repeater right there, just like that. Now grab your redstone dust. So it was a piece here, piece here, piece here, piece here, piece here, just like that. And then of course, we had our pieces over here. And if we look, we can see that they actually come down from right here. So that being said, we are going to need a block in here. Put a block right there. We're going to want a piece on that. And we're going to want a piece right there going down into that repeater. Okay, and as well, I believe we also need a piece in front of the observer. Yes, just like that. Okay, and yep, one more piece right there in front of the observer. So with that, that is actually the whole undersection of everything all said and done. So that is very, very good. Perfect. Right, so the next thing we can do is put in our repeaters for our pistons. As we can see, we have 3 on this side and we have 3 on this side. So we'll take care of those first. So go ahead and pillar up for these and make it a little easier for you. So one there, one there. We pillar up one more block, one right there. And again, same thing on the other side. Perfect. So once you get your 3 repeaters in, that should look like that. Excellent, excellent. Now next, you'll notice here that we do have a glass block right there. That's right beside the piston. So we can actually go ahead and we can put that in right now. That goes right there. Perfect. Now, while we're here, we can also run some redstone dust on that. So a piece here, and we also want a piece right down there that runs into that piston, just like that. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, now next we can actually stick with our glass and we can start running some of the power lines up. As you can see, there's going to be 5 pieces on each side running up just like that. So again, grab your glass. Okay, so we're going to want one here, and then basically we're just going to staircase it all the way up. Now you're going to want to pillar up while you're doing this. Make sure you can reach. I'm in creative, but I'm trying not to use the fly. I'm trying to pillar up just to show you what it would be like in survival. Perfect, but when all 5 are in place, it should look like that. So again, we want to do the same thing on the other side. There we go, just like that. Perfect. And of course, once you have all those in, go ahead and lay some redstone dust on them. You may have to pillar back up for that. So that's just like that. And of course, you know, same thing on the other side. Perfect. So that is that. Okay, next, grab a lever. We're going to put one lever right there, just like in there. And if we look at the other lever, it's going to be right there. So if we come over here, our second lever is going to fit right there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now this got pushed up during the build because the observer activated. So if you want, you can just break that and replace it. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is this row of glass right here. This is what's actually going to help us run our power. So if we come over to this side, right over here, we can see that the glass starts just below the bottom of the door frame. So that being said, we actually also need a couple stairs, and we can put those in right now. Those are the last couple blocks of our door frame. Yep. Okay, yeah, so we want one here, and one here. Perfect, 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 perfect. And that actually gives us a guide for our glass because the first piece goes right underneath this stair. Not exactly under it, but you know, at the bottom of it, right beside it. So just like that. And then of course we staircase up from there. Perfect, just like that. All right, now while we're up here, we can actually go ahead and start putting in some of our power mechanisms. Now I noticed I do not have the one redstone torch that I said we were going to need, so I'm just going to grab that. All right, and that's actually going to go right here. You can go ahead, you can flick the switch to turn off the torch. We don't want the door powering while we're putting in the rest of the redstone. All right, so now if we take a look over here, we can see after that we have a redstone line running across into a repeater, which then goes down our row of glass. All right, so the repeater can really go anywhere up here. I would probably put it right there. Grab your couple redstone dust, and that runs across into the repeater, and then of course down our row of glass. So go ahead and jump down for the next bit. Make sure your redstone runs all the way down. Perfect. Let me replace that. All right, so far so good. Now coming out of the power line, we are going to need another repeater, and of course some redstone dust to connect it all right here. All right, so repeater there. Redstone dust right there. Now we're going to need a block over here by the look of it. Yeah. So we should have 2 blocks right here. Apologize for that. And then this redstone comes up like that. Perfect, perfect. Now at the same time, we need to branch off of that piece of redstone to run over into here. So we put that one there. That connects up that entire side. So far so good. So I'm just going to take a quick peek around, make sure we didn't forget anything. So we got all this, we got all that. Okay, so now we need to run our connector line right across. All right, so that being said, we are going to need a block. That's going to go right here. As we can see, we are 3 in. Now from this block, we want a couple pieces of redstone, just like that. And that is going to lead into a repeater, which then, of course, one more piece of redstone leads in to the glass over here. Okay, now we're going to have to run a connector line going right across, and that's going to connect up to this piece of glass. Now it might be tricky to put in these few pieces of redstone if you have your door blocks in the way, so you might need to get in there to put in a couple. All right. Looks like we have all that. Yep, perfect. Perfect. So that is our connector line. And as we can see, it goes right across just like that. And that's also the one that connects down below as well, right down there. All right, well, do we have faith in our building skills? Well, let's find out and let's give it a test, I guess. But before we do that, we do need to set all the repeater timings. So I'm going to use the ability of flight here to give me a bit of an advantage. For the sides, we're going to want our repeaters to be on 1, 2, and 3 ticks. So go ahead and do that on each side. So again, that was 1, 2, 3 ticks. So 1, 2, 3 ticks. This top one here can stay on 1 tick. That is completely fine. This one here, that's going to be running across into this other piston on top, is also going to be at 1 tick. So that being said, we'll run that in right now. We need a piece of glass right here. Grab the repeater. That's actually going to go right into the piston itself. Yes. So that goes right there, then right there, and right there. Perfect. And again, that stays on 1 tick. As you can see over here, this repeater here stays on 1 tick. This repeater here stays on 1 tick. And the only other one that may change is actually down here. As you can see though, the one on this side is 1 tick, so that's fine. However, our 2 repeaters over here, the one pointing into this observer, we can see is on 3 ticks. And the one here on the bottom is on 1 tick. So the only other one we need to change is going to be this guy right there. Okay, so go over here to our door. This is the repeater. So 1, 2, 3 ticks. Perfect. All right, now with that, folks, we should have all the timings in place and be able to give the door a test. So if we flick the lever, we get a beautiful closing like that. And if we flick it again, we get a beautiful opening just like that. All right. And with that, folks, the build is done. All right, folks, now that we have the build complete and we've seen it in action, I gotta say I am very happy with the results. Now, the one thing I didn't show you was using the second lever, so we can go ahead and we can do that now. So right now, we would, ideally we would be coming along, the door would be closed. We use this lever to open it. We go ahead, we go inside, and then we can use this lever to close up the door. And then go ahead and go about our business. And then of course, when we're leaving, we just give this lever another flick, door opens up, come back outside, we flick it again out here, and we're good to go. All right. Now, like I say, I'm very happy with this. However, there is more that we could do with this door. This is really just a base. So if you guys are interested, maybe in future videos, we could look at upgrading this bad boy. Maybe we look at making it, 5x5. Maybe we turn it into a 7x7. Or maybe we even make it double-sided. All right. All right. Now, if that's something you guys are interested in, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, if anyone is going to be building this in their world and have any questions or need any help at all, again, please let me know in the comments below. I am more than willing to help anyone that is willing to give my tutorials a try. Alright. But on that note, that is all I have time for today. Once again, my name is Light, and thanks for stopping by.